What's up, good people? Today it's Planet Caravan, and the planet we're talking about is Pluto. Not the dog Pluto, but the actual planet, a very real planet. Excuse me, Dwarf Planet. Sorry. It is a dwarf planet, our little baby planet here, Pluto. Now, why is that? I have a question mark here. Why was it reclassified as a dwarf planet? It used to be the 9th planet in the solar system. Well, in 2006, a bunch of astronomers, some smart astronomer dudes were like, hey, we don't actually have a definition of a planet. And so technically, this will not classify as a planet because there are 3 criteria to become a planet in the solar system. Number 1 is it has to orbit the sun. So Pluto is way out there, but of course it does orbit the sun, so that's perfectly fine. So it hits that criteria. Number 2, it actually hits another criteria of it is a circle or a sphere. So Pluto here, I'll have a bunch of cool crispy images of Pluto. But Pluto is an oblate spheroid, which means its gravity has centered itself and it is large enough and massive enough to form a sphere based on its own gravity. So it clears those 2 criteria perfectly fine. But for number 3, it actually exists in a place called the Kuiper Belt. And it turns out that Pluto is actually floating around in this Kuiper Belt way out in the solar system. So way out beyond, if this is the sun right here shining away, right here there's lots of comets and icy bits and rocks and little tiny planets or dwarf planets. And out here is the Kuiper Belt, and in here is all the planets. Planets are kind of around here. Well, Pluto is actually orbiting within the Kuiper Belt. So because Pluto is actually orbiting in the Kuiper Belt, it has not cleared its orbit of excess debris. And because of this, they reclassified Pluto as a dwarf planet. So how about that? Don't blame me, it wasn't my fault. It was a bunch of smart astronomer dudes in 2006 that decided this. The IAU was the organization, an astronomical body, that they decided that Pluto is not a planet because there's a bunch of other rocky stuff in the way. And they're like, sorry, nice try Pluto, but you are not a full-fledged planet. But you still are a dwarf planet. So I always like to say it still is a planet. Pluto is very much still there. It's just a tinier planet. So we now call it a dwarf planet. Its orbit is actually tilted a little bit. So a lot of the other planets in our solar system, they're very flat. They have a very flat plane. They're almost like if you see like a CD or something, CD is very flat. So almost all the orbits are very, very flat. They're almost on the same exact level. That is the case with most planets, but in the case of Pluto, it's actually tilted about 17 degrees, so it has a slight tilt. That tilt is likely due to the fact that it is in the Kuiper Belt, and so it's being jostled around by all these rocks and other debris. Speaking of that, Pluto was actually discovered in 1930 by our boy, your boy, Mr. Clyde Tombaugh. Kind of cool name here, Mr. Tombaugh. I believe he was an American astronomer. He actually found it, I believe he found it at the Lowell Observatory, but our boy, Mr. Crazy Percival Lowell, who thought Martians were everywhere, he hypothesized that there was a planet X. So I have this planet X here. He hypothesized that because there was disturbances in the orbit of Neptune and Uranus, he was like, oh, there's gotta be another planet out there because it's jostling the orbits of these other planets. Uranus at first, and then we discovered Neptune, and Neptune also has some jostles on its orbits. But anyway, they found all these jostling in their orbits in Uranus and Neptune, and he's like, oh, there's gotta be another planet there. I'm gonna call it Planet X. It was not the primary reason for those differences in Uranus and Neptune's orbits, how it jostled them a little bit, but we did find another planet out there, and it was Pluto, and Clyde Tombaugh found it himself. Not that long ago. Pluto has only been with us confirmed for even less than 100 years. So as much as people love Pluto, it's kind of funny. It's only been around for less than 100 years. So some other cool, crazy fun facts about our dwarf planet Pluto here. So Pluto actually has 5 moons next to it, surprisingly. For such a tiny object, it's kind of crazy it has all those moons, but that probably has to do, again, with it being in the Kuiper Belt, so it's probably captured a lot of small objects. Its biggest moon, however, the one that you gotta focus on, is a moon called Caravan, which some people call it Charon, but I like Charon. It's actually named after the river, the boatman in the river Styx from Greek mythology. Charon here being the crosser of the underworld, and he would cross people over in the river Styx in the Greek mythology and the underworld. So I believe Charon is a little bit less than half the size of Pluto, so it's quite massive for a moon. It's actually the largest moon to planet, dwarf planet relationship in the solar system, I believe. So Charon here is very large compared to its dwarf planet, Pluto. And because of that, when they actually, I'm gonna show a cool GIF for you guys here. So if Pluto is right here, so we have P for Pluto, and then we have Charon right over here, that's C right there. So because Charon is so massive, and because it orbits so close to Pluto, actually the center of gravity of the entire system is somewhere around here. It's actually outside of Pluto. So what does that mean? Well, what's kind of crazy is because Charon is so massive, it pulls Pluto in a little bit, and so Pluto is actually circling this point in space. So Pluto, when it orbits, it actually wobbles in its orbit. So it doesn't quite stay centered so much. So its own center of mass actually lies outside of itself. Unlike the Earth, which is pulled by the moon, and ours is pulled quite a bit because the moon is quite massive, we still have our center of gravity here. One of the more interesting, fascinating parts about Pluto that it has so many moons, and Charon is a large moon, considering how small Pluto actually is. Okay, so how did Pluto get its name? Well, Pluto actually got its name from a little girl, I forget her name, but this girl actually named it God of the Underworld from Greek mythology. Kind of cool here. So it's named after Greek mythology, God of the Underworld. So we have Pluto, he's the god, and we have Charon, who crosses people into the underworld on his river Styx. So kind of a cool relationship there. Kind of dark underworld tones there with Pluto, but people still love it, so kind of cool there. Now, AU just means astronomical units for those unfamiliar with it. This means how far a planet, or dwarf planet in the case of Pluto here, how far it is from the sun. How far is this orbit? In the case of Pluto, it is about 39.5 AU. You could say 40, about 40 AU. Now, interesting to note here, Neptune is about 30 AU, so you can see how far away Pluto actually is from Neptune, so it's actually even more distant. However, really cool relationship between Neptune and Pluto. Pluto has an eccentric orbit, which just means that its orbit is more squished in and it doesn't resemble a circle as much as the other orbits. Now, as we know, thanks to our boy Johannes Kepler, the German pirate, we all know that planets circle the sun in elliptical orbits, including the Earth. Now, the biggest difference from that is Pluto here. Pluto actually has a much more kind of rounded out, I don't know if it's that much, but you can look up images of it, but all the planets, they kind of look like this, like circles, and Pluto's is much more wobbled and flattened out. Because of this, there are actually a couple points, there's like a couple points on its orbit that it actually crosses the path of Neptune. And for a span, I believe it's like 20 or 30 years, there's actually a span of time in its very, very long orbit around the sun, that while it's going around the sun, it actually crosses the path of Neptune. And actually, for about, I think it's like 20 or 30 years, it is actually closer to the sun than Neptune because it crosses the path of Neptune. So, pretty crazy there. But 1 year on Pluto is actually 248 years here on Earth. How about that? This is 2.5 centuries of Earth going around the sun. That is one time that Pluto will go around the sun. That's how long Pluto takes. So we here on Earth are going around the sun. Here's the sun right here. Here's Pluto all the way out here. And this takes 248 years, and we take 1 year. So how about that? It is actually 2/3 the size of the moon. So it's actually smaller than our own moon, Earth moon called Luna, which I like to name it Luna. So it is very tiny. So it's only about 2/3 the size of the moon, so it's actually smaller than our moon. I actually heard too, there's a fact that Pluto itself is actually roughly the size of Russia. So if you were to take the entirety of Russia, the landmass of Russia, which is quite large on Earth, but if you take that whole landmass and wrap it into a ball, that would be Pluto, roughly, about. So that's crazy to think about. That's how small Pluto is. If you just take the landmass of Russia, wrap it up in a ball, put that next to Earth, that is the landmass compared from Earth to Pluto. So kind of crazy. Let you know how small and tiny it is. Yet another reason why it is a dwarf planet. Sorry, people. Sorry to disappoint you. It deserves that title, certainly. Finally here, one of the coolest things discovered about Pluto is it misses all of us. It wishes it was still a planet, but it does have a nice big juicy heart. This was actually named after Clyde Tombaugh, and this is called the Tombaugh Regio, which is a cool region on the planet, Tombaugh Regio, because Pluto does have a lot of impacts, craters, lowlands, highlands, so it's definitely an impacted surface. So have a heart, do your part, remember Pluto forever in your hearts, so it will remember you as well. That's going to do it for our wonderful dwarf planet, Pluto, the former Planet X. It has a cool moon called Caravan, discovered by Clyde Tombaugh. It has a cool heart. A super tiny dwarf planet out there in the Kuiper Belt. Hope you enjoyed the little lecture today, and I'll see you next time on Planet Caravan and here on the Professor Pixel channel. See you next time for more science.